Reality recap.
And hi, everyone. Yes, I know you have the reunion. Yes, we have 2 more episodes. And then we have the reunion of
I look like the slay. I look like a mom. She was like, you the one that look like you got a high body count hair. I fell the fuck out, y'all.
Candace, has Deborah reached out to you to apologize after the episode aired showing Chris did not flirt with her?
She wouldn't dare. She would get eaten for breakfast.
Oh boy.
No, she's doubling down.
Why would you go meet with Ray J without talking to Princess or letting her know why? Like, she's trying to justify that she told her after the fact and not supposed to make it.
What do you think of your ex-husband Jim coming out and saying you did not try to stop him from suing Shannon and Cameron?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, if his memory is a little foggy about what transpired back then, that's okay. However, he did admit that I had nothing to do with the
Reality recap. Reality recap.
Hey, happy Monday, y'all. It's your girl V with Reality Recap here for another live Tea Talk session. Today, we are talking Housewives of Atlanta, OC, and Miami. So this is our Housewives Tea Chat. We again are streaming live across Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The chats are open to let me know your thoughts on the latest episodes of these franchises as I give you my unsolicited thoughts. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you missed this live at any point, or if you want to just go back and watch any of my other recaps and get acquainted, it's coming across the screen. Reality Recap 2876 is how you find me on YouTube. The link is in my bio on Instagram and on Facebook for you to subscribe to the channel. So hit those likes, people. Appreciate you. Hit those thumbs up, comment. Again, let me know your thoughts. And follow me on reality_recap on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for all the up-to-date tea, honey, because it has been spilling. My cup running over, y'all. Get in here so we can talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're going to get right into the tea. I'm going to let me just go ahead and pull up my Instagram page at this point so y'all can see everything that has went on in correlation to the reunion. I'm going to pull that up, make sure that y'all can see it. Make myself smaller. So yeah, y'all, let's get into it. With the reunion last night, part 2, I told you guys I really didn't understand why this reunion needed to be 3 parts. I felt like it, we covered a lot of ground in the part 1, and we could have kind of went to having the husbands halfway through last night and being done. But we spent time on a lot of foolishness last night, in my opinion, starting with Drew Sidora and her beef with Shamia. Shamia accused Drew of carrying a fake Judith Libra bag. Some of you may be familiar with the Judith Libra bags. These are extravagant evening clutches that are covered in Swarovski crystals. They range from $6,000 at minimum, like $6,000 and up. And Shamia accused Drew of carrying a fake one during the season. So Drew took the Instagram last night because she said during the reunion that no, this is not a fake bag, it's hers, it's in her closet. So she posted her receipts from Bergdorf Goodman showing that this was a bag that she purchased for $6,142.70 to be exact, and that it was a bag she purchased in April 22 of 2024. Now, I told y'all some things are better left unsaid because I'm concerned with Ralph. Like, hello, she's still going through a public divorce with Ralph where he's trying to take her for everything she's got. And she's showing online these receipts of her paying $6,000 for a bag when she won't even pay for the exterminator, the $100 for the exterminator. That's no bueno. I would not have put this online, but it's there now. It's screenshotted. And once it goes into the internet, it is never going to go away. But she posted her receipts. Now, Shamia did come back saying that the receipt was fake. Some of you in my comments was saying that you have your own Bergdorf Goodman receipts or invoices and that this wasn't real. Well, honey, Listen here, Judith Lieber entered the chat this afternoon. Judith Lieber was asked, someone tagged them and said, does this bag belong to you or Shopper Kira? I bet these pics be gone before the sun come up. Well, Judith Lieber Judith Lieber and Y Company tagged this person back and said, this is the Judith Lieber Couture Martini Cosmopolitan bag. End of discussion. Case closed. Clock that T. Judith Lieber said it's their bag. Nothing else to discuss here. I die. Yeah, this was too funny to me. This was too funny, y'all. So that was issue number one that spilled out on the internet. Also, last night in the episode, Portia and Shamia got into it about their friendship. Now, number one, in the previous portion of the reunion, part one, Portia took a long pause when she was asked if Shamia and her husband played matchmaker and hooked Portia up with her now ex-husband, Simon. And she took a long pause, and Andy questioned it, like, why are you taking that pause? What's going on? Did they really introduce you or not? Angela said that Shamia said in the past that she was the matchmaker in that situation. I didn't believe it, and I told you guys that the last time I recapped Real Housewives of Atlanta, where she was saying, what does it matter at this point? I'm going to take my heat. That was the key words for me to say, okay, so you just don't want to blame it on her. You're still grown and should do your due diligence before you go marrying somebody. But she said, I'm going to just take the heat. I got him and I gave him back. And that's the end of that. Well, Gossip City digged back in the archives where there was an old post that they resurfaced of Portia calling Shamia the best matchmaker. So this was a picture that was posted of Portia and Simon, and she said, "I'ma stick beside him." Shamia said, "Up and mother loving stuck." And Portia tagged Shamia saying, "Thank you, bestie, best matchmaker ever." So I do feel like there was some lying going on in this reunion for sure. I felt like that was a lie when Portia said it. I felt like this whole alliance, I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like Portia did probably know something about that alliance. I don't believe that her hands was completely clean at the time. She was cool with Shamia and probably wanted her to come on and have extra support. So I just don't, I'm kind of just wiping the slate clean for Portia. I told you guys, she did not show up as herself this season. She did not want to take on any arguing or pettiness that we are used to seeing her clap back and have a good time. She was so wrapped up in this divorce with Simon. Although she is divorced from Simon, I reported for you guys last week, or I think the end of last week, Simon is now suing Portia. He is saying that her internet rampage in the 2023-2024 round, where they were going through their separation, and she mentioned that he may have erectile dysfunction, also known as ED, that he suffered online ridicule. He lost sponsorships and business because of her online rants, allegedly, and upwards of $500,000 is what and damages is what he is suing her for. He filed that last week. So she's not out of the woods with him. I didn't expect him to just go away and lay down after he, the prenup was enforced and he has to pay her. It just seems like now he's trying to do a Uno reverse and make her pay. But yeah, so this was an old post that was resurfaced thanks to Gossip City. And you can check it out on my page if you haven't already. Now let's get into all of these receipts today with Portia and Shamia, honey. Child, Portia and Shamia are going back and forth, and it has been a whirlwind today. So Portia wanted to address the things that was said about her on the reunion, and some things it seemed like she wasn't even aware of, because it was things that Shamia said to the ladies and not to her directly, which seemed to be a common theme through the season, where Shamia is able to voice her concerns or frustrations about her friendship with Portia to everyone but Portia. And I really was disappointed in Shamia in this reunion. I felt like she really wasn't equipped to argue, to do the verbal sparring, the shady sparring that we're used to in a Housewives reunion. She just was not equipped to do that. She's talking about, she's calling her husband, talking about, I just be waiting my turn to speak. No, that's not how it goes. You're going to have to stand on business. And I don't think she brought that for me. She came off a little soft when it comes to Housewives and what we expect from them at a reunion. But few things here. Portia wanted to address the fact that Shamia was saying, well, really Portia brought this up in the reunion, that she felt like Shamia brought the whole not, Portia not attending her wedding up to try to hurt her or undermine her character in this season, where this is something honestly we already talked about seasons and seasons ago when she was actually getting married. So at least 7+ years ago at this point, when Shamia was getting married and she came on the show as a, not even a friend of, in my opinion, she was an extra at that point, but she was going through some things in her friendship with Shamia. So she ended up starting being cool with Candy. And Candy and Portia wasn't having the best relationship at the time. The Candy coded gang, the Candy coded clique was after Portia. And they talked about at that time, Portia saying she had some medical condition. Now, child, do I believe that? No. But she had some medical condition where she couldn't sit and fly coach to Shamia's wedding in Africa. Well, she posted this picture saying, pretty much showing that although she didn't go to the wedding in Africa, she did attend the wedding, the traditional wedding here in the United States that was held in Atlanta. Second of all, during the reunion, it was brought up by Angela and Drew that Shamia told them that Portia didn't congratulate her when she secured her peach, when she became a full-time housewife, that Portia did not congratulate her. Well, she posted the bouquet of flowers with this card that she has sent to Shamia that says, "Love and congratulations, Queen." And it said, "Let's go, XOXO Portia." So it seems like she actually did congratulate her. This was also a post that Portia put up, and she said, "A round of applause for my bestie." And this was a photo shoot that Shamia did holding her peach, and she did congratulate her. Shamia then clapped back with this long ass post that I'm not going to read to you, but it basically was saying that she did attend one wedding, the one in Atlanta, not the one in Kenya. Second, you sent flowers my birthday week, just before we started filming. And she said, "I had my peach for over a month." So she's saying she already had her peach for a month. You sent these flowers around my birthday, which is a week away from filming. And she also said, she's taking so much heat for being a lapdog and riding for you, but she said Portia doesn't show up for her that way and trying to sabotage her. She basically said, "You can keep your fake receipts in this fake friendship," is what she had to say. And Portia wasn't through with her yet. So Portia came back. She pulled out the dictionary, honey, and pulled up the definition of wedding, as well as one, she went to the traditional wedding, which we already know this. So I don't even know why this is a thing. And then she also said, Shamia's lying again in her latest post. She claims the flowers were for her birthday when the card clearly says, "Congratulations, you going out sad, sis, Delulu." So Shamia been taking L's on this internet left and right, child. Y'all, as you can see, but in my comments, having a ball today. I will keep you posted with any more drama. They have since unfollowed each other on Instagram. Shamia and Portia have both unfollowed each other. Shamia posted herself in St. Martin getting ready for her, 7th year anniversary. I believe she said 7 years anniversary with her husband, seemingly unbothered, but she had time on her vacation to post that long message. So I was hoping they could walk away from the reunion, because this is truly nothing to write off 2+ decade friendship over this petty nonsense. I hate when someone comes on the show when they were truly friends before and they allow the spotlight and the TV to ruin a actual genuine friendship. We know some of these housewives are just woven together by storyline. They may not have necessarily hung out and been cool, but when they are cool like this, it's tough to see them not get along. So even though they're unfollowed each other, this is all petty nonsense that really, in my opinion, hopefully they can get over. It's not worth losing a friendship over. But yeah, that is what's been going on after the reunion aired last night. A whole bunch of receipt dropping has been going on. Other than that, in the reunion, I did feel like they spent some time on Kenya and talking to Cynthia, and Cynthia shed a tear about Kenya not speaking to her any further. She's not taking any of her calls. And I feel for Cynthia in that aspect, just from the fact of they were close friends, but Cynthia didn't approve of what she did. And she said, I have to be on the side of what's right. I didn't take Brittany's side, but what Brittany said was wrong and what she did was wrong. And I feel her on that. So I don't know if Kenya saw the reunion. I know she was watching from that hair salon, honey. But maybe they can figure it out. But she seemed extremely sad about that. Also, Angela and Phaedra went back and forth and they were throwing the shade. It was so good. It's posted in my Instagram and Facebook stories if you can see it, if you want to see a little clip of them going back and forth. But it was so good to me. Like, it was just witty. It's what I love, witty, shady, funny. It didn't go too low. It didn't go too deep and dark. They went back and forth over this whole Marcus situation. They're still discussing that. And Angela saying that Phaedra needed to secure a peach. So she coerced with Marcus to bring this information that Charles was allegedly cheating. First of all, I don't believe that. Marcus has said that allegedly Angela and him like kind of conspired to blame it on someone to keep them safe or to keep Marcus safe, and blame it on Phaedra was the obvious choice because she's been in this situation before with the whole candy coated dungeon nonsense. So I don't necessarily believe it, but she was trying to say that Phaedra knew Marcus or knew Marcus because his sister went to school with Phaedra's brother. And she's like, I have several siblings. I don't know everybody they went to school with. She ended up calling her brother on the show. And apparently the brother is supposed to be Facebook friends with Marcus's sister. And that's how they were trying to connect it. And the brother basically said, I don't know her just because I'm friends with her on Facebook. I don't necessarily know her. We just went to school together. So that debunked that. And they went back and forth saying, I don't need to secure my peach, meaning Phaedra, it's already secured. She said, and Angela was saying, well, you ain't in the rooms I'm in, saying that you didn't know Charles was married. She said, I'm in all the rooms I need to be in. And she said, I'm in the room with your faves. You ain't in that room. And they went back and forth. It was just good. It was a good sparring match. I enjoyed it. I mean, overall, again, I felt like we could have cut down on the Judith Lieber nonsense and all of that and had the husbands come out and be done in 2 parts. But it's Atlanta. They're going to respect them and give them their 3 parts. But, it was all right. I'm looking forward to Charles coming out and shading them. I'm looking forward to Ralph coming out and as well as Dennis and them having a conversation because they had a little beef spat on the internet as well. And Ralph was trying to get Dennis to come on his podcast. So I'm looking forward to those things. It was okay, reunion part 2. But the receipts dropping online that I just went over with you guys was hilarious in the highlight. I enjoyed that more than the episode. I ain't even gonna hold you. I enjoyed that more. So let's talk about OC real quick. Oh no, let's talk about let's talk about Miami. Because Miami's gonna be quick. So Miami, I'm enjoying the season, but I'm a little annoyed. Like, so they had in the last episode this young, and I thought he was hot and cute, which is Alexia's life coach. She has now enlisted a life coach, a young hot guy, and they had an event where it was basically a narcissist themed party. I've never heard of anything like this. It was annoying to me because it clearly was curated to cause nonsense, where there's all these reflections of a narcissist quotes written on mirrors as they walk through the party. They had this game where they played where they had red flags, and he said things about, who's in this group is that plays the victim to the most or makes everything about them, etc. And I felt like they all kind of were putting their flags in Lisa's vase, making like it's all her. And I didn't like that because a lot of them, I mean, they were flashback and showing when it comes to narcissistic behavior, which I don't even like to get into or call anybody that because none of us are qualified to figure that out. But it was, Alexis having this party and sitting in a big gold throne chair. Yet you're saying that this party isn't about Todd being a narcissist. Well, that's where the theme probably came from. Or, you have your vain moments. All of them do. So I didn't understand why they had to do that to Lisa. The party was dumb to me. It was a waste of time, and there was no way that they were going to leave that party peaceful as housewives at a narcissist themed party. Like, I want her to get a better life coach. I thought he was cute, but after that, I was like, girl, you need a better life coach. Also in the episode, Larsa and Lisa sat down, and Larsa is annoying me as well. And I just feel like she keeps saying that she's a better friend. She's a better friend. You don't come off as a better friend when you take things that I feel like with Larsa, there's things that she thinks about people that she doesn't say. She holds them in her clip, and then when she's upset with them, she pop, pop, pop. So she was trying to say in the episode, like, "Oh, Lisa, you wear some dresses that fit," like stuff like that. When you somebody's friend, I be side eyeing things like that. So I don't like how they treating Gertie. I let you guys know that last time. I don't like how they're treating Gertie and trying to isolate her because do I think Gertie could sometimes not let you get a word in edgewise? Absolutely. Do I feel like she is a bold, bright personality? Yes. No one is taking the time to see what we're seeing, right? The aftermath of recovering from cancer, her going to the plastic surgeon to try to reconstruct her breast, or her sitting down with her husband in couples therapy. They're not being confident or being real friends. They're just trying to ice her out. And all of them are going through things. And instead of supporting each other and having some shady fun, it's like we're having narcissist parties and not supporting Gertie, not supporting Alexia going through her divorce, not supporting Lisa when her father just passed, who she didn't have a good relationship with and was trying to build one. You got this new girl, Stephanie, yelling and all out of place, yelling at Lisa when she only known her 2 minutes. When you have family, you have twins that you're from like a triplet set and your sisters don't speak to you. Let's get into that. Let's have a little bit more depth with us. And yeah, it's cool to have shade and fun, but they're coming off as mean girls, Julia and how she's trying to treat Gertie, how they had a conversation where they seemingly apologized and was moving forward. Then we get to this narcissist party and she asked an indirect question, which was whack, talking about something. Well, if somebody really hurts your feelings, how do you get over that? How do you get past it? Bitch, you threw water in her face. You lucky you still standing. So it just be stuff like that just be like, I'm watching, I'm enjoying. They have been renewed for season 8, which congratulations. I was concerned about them with their low ratings, but they have been renewed. And it seems like their streaming views are more. So what are we doing on Wednesdays? Because we don't watch it when it first come on. I know I don't never watch none of these shows until after the kids go to sleep. So everything I watch is DVR, and that's my toxic trait. I like to watch it on DVR, even if I have time to watch it when it comes on, so I can just fast forward through commercials and get through it faster. That's one of my toxic traits. But yeah, I just felt like I'm watching, but they annoying the hell out of me for sure. So Stephanie, this new housewife, I reported allegedly that she used to be the employee of her husband's now ex-wife, and that she slithered her way in there allegedly. That's what the streets was saying. She's denying those allegations. Okay, somebody find the ex-wife for me. That's what I want. Boots on the ground. DM me. Find the ex-wife so we can have a conversation with her directly. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Real Housewives of Miami. And lastly, Real Housewives of OC is back. Let me put them up on the screen. So yeah, the OC girls are back. It's feeling like old times. Gretchen is returned and picked up right where she left off with her beef with Tamra. She's a little rusty though. Gretchen is a little rusty with her arguing skills. But let's back up a minute. So Real Housewives of Orange County, I talked to you guys about it last week about the premiere where a blogger, the Bravo Babe, was brought up, and Katie denied knowing her, ever reaching out to her. The Bravo Babe went into hiding when I said she should not. She should just face the music. And just because a few people are saying some rude shit in her comments, that's par for the course. That's part of the game. Don't let that deter you from what you're doing. But she was supposed to come on and interview with me, and she decided not to because of the hate she was getting online. Well, fast forward to episode 2 of the season, and Katie then reversed to what she said and said that she did reach out to the Bravo Babe directly. So now her name is cleared, and there was no need to kind of back off of the spotlight to begin with. I would never do that, but I understood she was getting threats and things like that, so she took a break. But she's now vindicated, and Katie did say that she reached out to her first, which I believe that to begin with. Katie is saying that she doesn't like confrontation because of her ex-husband, but Katie is a little mean, nasty one behind the scenes. I wish she would bring that energy on camera. Like if you was mad about what Emily said at the reunion about your custody and how you lost custody of your children temporarily, then you should have told her ass off then. If you wanted to go back and forth with Emily, why involve Emily's previous nanny? Just go back and forth with her and say what you know or what you believe. Like I don't like that. She's sneaky and conniving in my opinion. And I don't like her. And Gretchen returned. Her and Slade returned. Interesting to find out, because I will be honest, I don't follow these housewives or anybody for that matter. Once they're no longer on the show, I have to keep up with the current cast of these shows. So I may not follow you anymore unless you come back onto the show. So I honestly thought that Gretchen and Slade had got married. It was interesting to find out that they've been together these 13 plus years and they have not gotten married. I assume that's because of the child support issues that he's had all these years. But they're together. They have a child together, and they are back. He's calling Tamra Captain Evil. Unfortunately, and again, my condolences. Slade did lose his son to a battle with cancer. His son passed away, but they are upset that Tamra was on a podcast saying that he's a deadbeat, when simply, honestly, Tamra was just repeating the articles that was out there from the son's mother, because that child wasn't with Gretchen, obviously. So she was just repeating current events in the articles that were out there about the situation. So I don't understand why it's this whole, we're going to bring back the past of a decade ago and be mad at Tamra. Tamra saying that Gretchen reached out to her daughter, which we know that she's estranged from. Gretchen says not the case. she just commented on a public post that her daughter put up. Tomato, tomato. You was in the comments. You knew it was going to be something that was public, and you did that. Tomato, tomato. So they just need to let bygones be bygones. I'm not really interested in them coming back and beefing over old shit. Gretchen was rusty in her arguing. She was, stuttering, had to stop and pause. Like, I just feel like let's move forward. And clearly arguing with housewives is not like riding a bike, because she's definitely rusty and gonna have to step up her game. It's a flop for me with these return of housewives on OC. Alexis Bellino last season was horrible. That was a flop. Now we have Gretchen back, and I don't have high hopes. I don't. They feel like, oh, let's bring Gretchen back because she's the one that can go toe to toe with Tamra. Then you got Tamra no longer want to be perceived as this mean girl and in therapy. They're all over the place. I love it though. But that's my true thoughts. I don't have high hopes for Gretchen, or that she's going to be this long-standing housewife that we're going to see for long periods of time. At this point, I don't need Gretchen. I don't need Alexis. Where's Vicky? And because Vicky said that she wasn't even asked to film like friend of scenes or be invited to events. Like, we're not really going to see Vicky at all this season. So, but I'd rather see Vicky than all of them, Tamara included. Mariah, thank you for checking in on YouTube. Said they're just mad because Slade is a deadbeat. Yeah, like maybe he's not a deadbeat in a sense where he wasn't involved in his son's life, but from a financial standpoint, we already knew the amounts of money that he owed with no plan to pay it back. And it was the son's mother that was saying this stuff. It's not like Tamara just decided to say that he's a deadbeat. She was reading the same articles we were reading. Ryan said, what do you think Shannon will do this season? Shannon has had a rough couple of seasons with her DUI, her breakup with Johnny J, him suing her, her getting breathalyzers installed in her car. I feel like she's had a few rough seasons. I love Shannon. I think she was very transparent through that all. She's paid off Johnny J. And what I expect from her this season, or what I would love to see for her to have a fun season, I really want for her to date a bunch of men, check in on her kids, go see them in New York and all over the place. I just want to see her have fun for once. I don't want to see her crying and upset and stressed. It's sad already to me that she entrusted in Katie. Her and Katie got cool, and now through old Tamra, she's finding out that Katie recorded her when she was having a meltdown at one of their photo shoots, their promo shoots, because she was scheduled to be there while Alexis was there. And rightfully so. She didn't want to be around Alexis. So she probably went off about that, had a little diva moment, and she's finding out that Katie recorded her. Katie says she recorded the voice note or something and she sent it to her husband. Well, why would you even do that? So the trust is broken. And Katie also was having conversations with Alexis, knowing that Shannon was going through litigation. So Shannon kind of took Katie under her wing. We saw her in the first episode offer her advice on how to like move forward with the ladies. She was supportive at her K-pop event, all to be slapped in the face. So she's not going to let that go. We see that in the upcoming episode this week. But that's what I would want to see from Shannon. I don't even want to see her go back and forth with Katie. She's not important enough to me for the storyline of the show, for her to go back and forth. I just want to see her have a good time and date. Not get serious, but have a good time. Keep the drinking to a minimum. Keep it under control. She did get a ticket recently for a non-moving violation, so it's not going to affect her anyway. But she says that she was at a light, picked up her phone, checked the text message, and she got a ticket for that. She said she was going to try to fight it, but she didn't want it to come out in the public, and it ended up coming out in the public anyway. So I just want to have a good time. That's my expectations, or what I would want to see for her this season. Great question, Mariah. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate you. So we'll see what Gretchen does. Emily's going through her struggles as well with her son, and seeing her go through that, as well as this bullshit with Katie and lawsuits to a previous nanny. All of that is just, Katie gotta go. Sorry, that's how I feel. That is how I feel, guys. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Atlanta. You are updated. You're welcome with all the nonsense that happened on the on the internet today. It was a fun day of petty. Y'all make sure y'all watch Basketball Wives tonight. I put up a sneak peek for you. It looks like Jackie and Chantel are going to get to tussling. So watch that. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to recap Love and Marriage Huntsville, the season 10 premiere that aired this past Saturday. I have some thoughts on that and Basketball Wives. And then I'll just give you some thoughts on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta later this week. So set your alerts. Make sure you again are subscribed to my YouTube channel. Reality Recap 2876 is in my link in my bios on Instagram and on Facebook. So please like this video, share it, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you see pre-recorded and live recaps are all there on my channel for you. And again, follow me, reality_recap, what you see right here on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for all the happening reality news. Now, before I go, as I always say, reality TV stars are humans too. Let's not forget that. I'll see y'all tomorrow for a recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville and Basketball Wives. Set those alerts. It's your girl V with Reality Recap. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Stay cool, y'all. Peace.